My daughter called me from a police station at 2 a.m., and what she confessed to me on that drive home changed everything I thought I knew about her life. She called from an unknown number, and I knew before I answered. I drove 40 minutes without music, without calling anyone, just focused on getting there. She was sitting on the curb outside the entrance when I pulled up, arms wrapped around herself, and when she saw my headlights, she stood up, and something in her face collapsed with relief. She got in the car. I pulled out of the lot. I waited. She told me she had been living on the streets for 6 weeks. Not the whole story. That came in pieces over the drive. But 6 weeks. My daughter, 20 years old, who I had been texting every few days and receiving fine, busy talk soon from, had been sleeping in a shelter 3 nights a week and her car the other 4. She had lost her job in October, then her apartment, then her roommate's couch when she couldn't contribute to bills. Each step happened fast enough that she never found the moment to tell me. And then enough time passed that telling me meant explaining all of it, and the shame of that had become its own wall. Tonight, a woman at the shelter had a mental health episode, and the police were called, and Mia had sat in that station for 3 hours, watching people be helped. And finally understood that needing help was not the same thing as failing. She called me at 2 a.m. I want to tell you I handled it perfectly. I didn't. I cried for the first 10 minutes in a way I had to pull over for because I couldn't see the road. Not from disappointment, from the specific grief of a mother understanding that her daughter had been cold and scared and hungry, and had decided that telling her mother was worse than all of it combined. I asked her why she didn't call me sooner. She said she kept imagining my face and couldn't bear it. She was imagining the wrong face. The face she imagined was judgment. The face I was wearing was just love with nowhere to put itself. She moved back home that night, slept for 14 hours straight. I sat outside her door for a while, just listening to her breathe the way I did when she was small, and the world felt manageable because she was safe inside it. We spent the following weeks untangling how it happened. Not to assign blame, but because she needed to understand the sequence so it didn't happen again. She got a new job, started therapy, slowly became someone who laughed at dinner again. One evening she asked me if I was angry. She hadn't told me sooner. I told her the only thing I was angry about was that somewhere along the way she had learned that my love had conditions. That there was a version of her I wouldn't show up for. I didn't know when she learned that or where it came from, but I needed her to unlearn it completely. She looked at me for a long time. Then she said, okay. Just okay. But the way she said it told me she meant it. She still calls every day, sometimes just for 5 minutes, nothing important, just checking in. I never miss those calls. Never let them go to voicemail. Never call back later. She needed to know I pick up. I always pick up now.